there, everyone. So, I want to talk about a topic that one of my subscribers was mentioning a few times, but first, before I do, I want to tell you, do you know these people have these prepper channels where they're prepping? I mean, they got enough food for 100 years and they're still prepping. I don't know if you watch any of them, but they said they have this real nice fan, which I thought I wanted to get for Polly, and I have credit on my Amazon. So basically this fan, I don't know what it really costs. I want to say it's like $9.99, $15, $20. I don't know, but anyhow, it's $1.63. I thought, this is great. It says it charges with a USB. Well, guess what? That's not true. You have to have plugged, I have this, I've had it for years. You have to have plugged in to the USB. Plugged in to the USB. It's the only way it works. It's a waste. $1.60 something. It's a waste. Don't buy these. Anyhow, so what I wanted to talk about was menopause. Someone had mentioned about going through menopause, so I wanted to share my story because it's not fun, right? So when I was pregnant with my daughter, who's 21 now, so it was 22 years ago, I got these awful hot flashes, hot hands, terribly hot when I was pregnant. The doctor said, oh, it's probably part of pregnancy. He actually was perplexed. Well, I mostly had boys, so then we didn't find out the sex right away, but I thought maybe I'm having a girl, and girls give more hormones. I heard through my friends who've had girls, but anyhow, it was always hot, always hot. Then after she was born, I was always hot. I always had this little thing. My hair would go up and down. You get hot and cold, whatever. I remember I went back to college for massage, and I would have this thing, and up and down with my hair. And everyone would say, what is wrong with you? I said, I don't know, I got hot flashes. So that was called perimenopause. It started very early. Well, I guess it could start at any age, I guess, So I had it for all that time. And then I don't remember how many years later I started having irregular periods. And so I had a very good OBGYN. Well, she wasn't until then when I found out she wasn't all that good. She retired and left me high and dry. But anyhow, I don't know where I was going with that story, but anyhow, so I started, getting, my periods. I remember when I was in massage class, because we had to be massaged, I would get these heavy periods, and, we had to get naked to get massaged, just wear underwear, and it was terribly embarrassing, because, when you have a heavy flow, whatever. But anyhow, so they were getting irregular, they were getting heavy and all this, and then they were, like, going longer, and, I was very predictable, and so the doctor had said, it's more on the earlier side, but you're probably going through menopause, which, I don't know, it kind of bothered me because, it's not even, I can't have kids. I had my kids. I have 8 children. It's not that. But it is, in a way, it's just the thought of, like, you can't have any more, even though I don't want any more. Well, I would take more kids. I love kids. I don't know how to get this across the right way. Just the thought of someone like sterilizing someone on purpose. Men, they can have babies when they're 80, 90, 100 years old, whatever. It was just kind of losing something in your life. So anyhow, I just went with the flow and dealt with whatever, the flow, literally. So then constantly this heat. I would sweat through T-shirts. I had all these T-shirts on my bed. I had a towel. I even got those Chucks things. I don't know, they don't call them that. They're in the hospital. They're pads. I put them down so I would change those so my sheet wouldn't get wet, and I would just be so hot. Of course, she offered me some hormones. I didn't want it. I don't take stuff like that. I don't like to insert anything in my body. So anyhow, I went through this, like I said, for 22 years it started, and the hot hands and everything. So a year came. So the day after the year, without having a period, you're considered postmenopausal. So I'm like, okay, it's done, it's over, that's it. Well, let me tell you, if you're not taking vitamin D, you better check, because you got to take all these things, because your life goes down the tubes once you've gone through menopause. It really does. I mean, yeah, you don't have a period. I guess that was like a blessing, maybe. I don't know. It didn't bother me. I'd rather go those days having a period in small kids and getting older and having all these health problems. But anyhow, so I had an appointment with the doctor, and I don't remember what order it went in because it was just a real emotional time. But anyhow, I think within that week, no, I went to her, okay, so you're postmenopausal now, and that's when we talked about the medicine I didn't want it. Then, I think it was a week later, and I might have did a vlog on this, I don't know, a short period of time later, or maybe even the next day, I started bleeding again. So I went back. So she says, well, we'll wait and see, and she checked some hormone levels. Well, guess what? Guess what? I went through it again. Yep. That can happen. It's a thing. It is a thing. And I had to go for an ultrasound, and there was an older lady there. I think she was about 70. And I was talking to her about, menopause, and, she knew why I was there. It said, whatever, the diagnosis, knowing that I had gone through menopause and now I got a period. So I says, did you ever get hot flashes? She says, oh, honey, I still have, she was 76 years old, I remember. Honey, I still have them. I'm like, what? I've already had them for all these years. I thought they stopped. I'm like, what? This can go on forever. Many things happen, let me tell you. For me, the only good thing was you gain weight, and it's weight that's very hard to get off. But the bad part is most of the weight, well, some goes on the top part, which for me is okay, but the other goes to your stomach. So me being a person who's had a lot of kids, when I was at the grocery store prior to the world falling apart, this one girl, she kept saying, oh, to Polly, oh, are you going to be a good older brother? Because I'm thin, but you could see in my stomach, I was mortified because, there's a rule. You never, ever assume someone's pregnant. But she's kind of slow, so I didn't say anything. So we just said, yeah, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. But every time I was there, she kept saying, so, I was pregnant for 36 months in her mind. But, terrible. But anyhow, then I lost weight, 50 pounds, because of the dental disaster. My dentist ruined my mouth. I can't eat solid food. But I just wanted to share with you. So anyhow, I had to go another year without a period. So it came back, and I don't remember exactly because right now I just did a video about Polly and all the bad news I got about him. But anyhow, long story short, it's usually short story long, I had to go through it all over again. Afterward, my symptoms, not to scare you, just me, you have your vitamin D checked. My vitamin D was so low, it was 6. They put me on, my regular doctor put me on, I don't know, I want to say 5,000 IUs a day. Well, when I went to my gynecologist, she said, oh no, you have to have 50,000. So I think I was doing weekends, 50,000 during the week, 5,000 IUs. Anyhow, I had to have a lot. So it chips away at your vitamin D. You start getting, so I got osteopenia. Then now, as you know, and I've mentioned, I have arthritis in my middle finger, but I think it's going more to my other finger. I don't know if you can see. This is bent now. And this has just happened within a month or two. And this is my right hand, my right toe, which is my first toe, it always feels like there's something wrapped around it. There's arthritis in the toe. So your bones are going to get bad. And the thing is, taking calcium or drinking milk, I mean, if it's low, it's obviously you check with your doctor. Don't take my advice. I'm not a doctor. But the thing is, after age 30 or 35, whatever you've taken in calcium-wise, that's it. That's it. You're not going to benefit from it, which, why didn't they tell us this stuff, I wish I would have known. But anyhow, you could have night sweats, headaches. I didn't have mood swings, thank God. If you ever have breakthrough bleeding after you've been postmenopausal, you have to call your doctor. It's very important. All kinds of things. I have a breast condition, fibrocystic breast. They told me once I go through menopause, you won't have it anymore, which chocolate irritated. I would get very, very sore, just like if you're breastfed when you get engorged. That's what it feels like, but horrible pain. Guess what? It got worse. So I don't know what to believe, but I don't mind talking about topics like this, especially when someone's going through it and, struggling. And, it's hard to lose the weight, but you can. What you have to do is stay active. I remember my mom telling me at the end when she was, with her Parkinson's, when she still could move, just even if you're sitting in place, thank God I'm not there yet, but move. Like I try to do this with my hand. It hurts so bad, but you got to keep in motion. Body in motion stays in motion, whatever, you don't use it, you lose it. So, if you go through it early, if you go through it late, whenever you go through it, it's not a lot of fun, believe me you. So I not only had to go through it once, but twice, because you know what? I am the chosen one. But I guess I'm the chosen one so I could share with you. But any symptoms that you think is weird, call your gynecologist, ask them. That's who you should be in touch with, your gynecologist, not your regular doctor. They're not going to know anything. But you can, and the most important thing you can do is walk. Walking helps with losing weight. I always wanted to get one of those bikes, that you sit on. That would help too. But don't worry about the weight you gain. We go through life as women. We go through so much. We have children. We gain weight. Everything we've gone through. It's not what's on the outside. And I talked about my skinniness, and I know it's probably hard for people, and I hope I didn't hurt anyone by saying it, but it hurt me when people kept saying, "You're so skinny." I cannot stand that S word. But, then when I gained weight, obviously for me it was okay, but still the stomach wasn't okay. But there is hope. The most important things are you have to stay away from sugar. You have to drink a lot of water. I know the sugar thing is hard. It's hard for me, as I think I mentioned, when I couldn't gain the weight back after losing all the weight, I would start eating chocolate, which isn't good because I could just put a piece in my mouth, it melts, and that's how I gained some of my weight back. Bad weight made my cholesterol get worse. Your cholesterol gets worse, your heart is not protected. I'm sure you know all these things, but the weight, one subscriber I know, I can imagine, because I know how I felt. I wanted to get rid of that stomach, and that's the last to go. And I remember being little and seeing women, my mom's friends, and they all had stomachs, and I'm like, I didn't make a connection like thinking, oh, they're old, they have a stomach. I just thought, why do they all have, that one area you have a stomach, and that's what it's from. And maybe you'll have it, but you know what? Embrace who you are. I finally, when I grew up and people still called me skinny, I was still hurt. But then finally, when I went to college for massage, my massage partner, he said, people are jealous. And I couldn't understand how. Why would you be jealous when you're skinny? To me, I hated it. But it just made me think that whatever we are, we are. It's what's in here. And that's what I always preach. What's in here is what counts, not what's out here. So, if you want to lose weight, like I'm below my weight, but because of my cholesterol, I have to lose 10 pounds. I've already lost it. But still not good enough because my numbers aren't coming down. I don't know what they want me to be. Not even here, I don't know. But, I too struggle with it because of the chocolate. But I'm trying not to eat chocolate. But don't worry. You are you. You are beautiful. It's a hard time, and it's called menopause, meaning men. Pause. So men should pause and be there for us. And if you have a husband, significant other that's there for you, that would really help. I didn't have anyone. Well, I don't think I had a husband at the time. Well, if I did, nobody supported me. So it's hard, and now with, what's going on in the world, they don't have really support groups. I don't know, but just don't worry. Once you get through it, and then you get used to it, and then you adjust, and my night sweats went away. Thank goodness, haven't come back, knock on wood. But it's I still get the hot flashes. I get hot. I guess that's what I'm gonna have. That's usually why I have my hair up, because I'm always hot. But don't worry about, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you want to, if you need to, but don't just put a big emphasis, because you're still you inside. And that's what counts, is what's in here. So I hope I helped you. If you have any questions, I am no expert. Always check with your doctor, but I've been through it twice. Like I said, I'm the chosen one. Why not? As my mom would say, if it's going to happen to anyone, it's going to happen to Sandy. And it did. So I'm there with you in your struggles. It's not fun, but once you get over it, hopefully no one else has to go through it twice. You just kind of adjust your life. And that's the way it is. So for now, don't forget to share a channel, GoFundMe, check on your neighbors. Sharing is caring. Pay it forward. Feels good in your heart. Polly's heart in my heart. Stay safe. Call your friend. Don't worry. You are you. And that's all that matters. Bye for now.